going to do a test video with just an easy code wars problem. Just see how the whole video thing kind of looks. We want to know the index of the vowels in a given word. For example, there are 2 vowels in the word super. So given a string super, we should return a list of 2, 4 because of the indices. 2, 3, 4, so 1 based indices. Okay, cool. So we're going to loop through. Oops, oh, that's weird. So we need to loop through the string and say for each character, if it's a vowel, mark down the index +1, because index is the final result index is supposed to be 1 based. Okay. So just going to make a quick helper function for checking if a given character is vowel. And we know it's a vowel because it's a certain ASCII character. We really could just say, there's different ways to do it, but let's just make it simple. There's only what, 5 or 6? A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U. Oh, apparently Y is also a vowel for this case. Oh, we need upper and lowercase. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna say if, and we can just do it this way. Let's just say char vowels. Let's make an array of all the vowels. A, E. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So loop through the vowels and say if the ith vowel is our character, then return true. Otherwise, return false. So we use that function. So we'd say let's actually want number vowels. So that report the number of vowels. So we don't know how many characters are in this string. So let's just have our index, and then we'll loop through our string. So while, let's actually have a pointer. Our given character is going to be equal to point to the string where the string starts, and we'll say while that dereferenced character is not a null character, pretty much saying while we still have more characters to look at. First off, we'll say I++. And if we do I++ at the beginning of the loop, then that way it kind of ends up being 1 indexed by the time we use I. Okay, so we'd say if is vowel C, then we'd say, do we actually need to return the indices? Yeah, because NB vowels right here is an array, right? Return a heap allocated array. Okay, let's just create a heap allocated array. Say NB vowels. We can just do the size of the string, although we don't know the size of the string. Well, we can do string len. And how do we do that? What do we need to include for that? String.io. I don't know if standard def is that, but what was it? What was it now? I just looked at it. String, yeah, string.h. Okay. Now, I guess that's what we're doing. And then we'd return, okay, hold on. No, NV vowels is the number of vowels. So this is not, so this would have to be our return, which is our indices. which is an int. Return a heap allocated array will be freed. Okay, that's what we're doing. Gotcha. Return our indices. Then we say if it's a vowel, then we'll say indices. Well, the thing is, okay, we're actually going to move this because we're going to use this I for two things. We're going to use it for the index. Oh, actually, no. What we need is two different things. We need the character index, which is, you know, these values right here, but then we need the index for this array itself. So like the first one would be 0, 1, 2, 3, you know, that sort of thing. So we need two of these. This is going to be the character index is the index within the string. I guess it might be easier to call this string index. And this one's indices index. So as we go through, we're going to say, okay, we found a vowel, then we'll say indices index equals that character. And either way, well, it won't equal character, it will equal the string index, which will have been incremented each time, right? And then we also want to, at the end of this, we'll say vowels, number of vowels equals, I assume it means number of vowels, equals string index, or there might be an off by one issue here, but let's just see what happens if we run that. Error includes standard lib. We're supposed to provide a for malloc, sure. Too many arguments to function call. What? Oh, all we're doing is malloc is just the number of bytes. Oh, sure, it'd be this times that. Okay, unfortunate. C is not being incremented, does that matter? Because then these are just infinitely being incremented, right? Impossible. Const char string. Incompatible. Oh, this needs to be a chair. Character. Okay, cool. So the issue I had there was that I wasn't incrementing this pointer, so we were pretty much saying we had a string that might have said foobar, right? And we have our pointer at this f, and we're saying, okay, so while this here, while f in this case is not null, okay, it's not, we'll keep going. We'll increment string index, we'll do this check, is it a vowel? No, okay. And then because this is never going to increment it, we're just infinitely running this loop, checking if that character, which is always f, is not null. So we'll just keep doing that while, you know, incrementing this thing up and up. And if the first character was actually, you know, for example, an e, then it is a vowel. Therefore, we'll say indices. Then this index will get incremented over and over and over and over and over and over infinitely. So eventually, we're indexing into like 1,672, and that will be a problem, of course. So let's see if all the test cases are good. Okay. Oh, sure. You know, uncomment that and remove that. Cool. Now, just minor, what was that? Searcher. Okay, see, interesting. There's like standard library stuff that I don't use. Okay. See, some minor modifications, you know, just like kind of nitpicks. Don't have a hard-coded value here. Use like get the length of this, yada yada. Have some logic to not do a hard-coded list of values, but in this case it makes sense because the vowels are very concrete, that sort of thing. Yeah.